uploading a lot today, but there is a couple things that I wanted to talk about. First off, Mr. Eugene Goodman, someone that I covered in a previous video where I referred to him as a hero because he is. Because of his actions, he may have saved a lot of politicians' lives, some of whom may be on our side. So, he escorted Kamala Harris, the vice president, and her husband to the inauguration, and he got a promotion. He is now the acting sergeant at arms for Congress. So that's good to hear. He deserves it. Like his military regiment said when all this happened, he was a hero long before any Capitol storming happened. And God bless. Good job, Eugene. You deserve it. Hopefully he'll stay on permanently. That'd be a good job for him. Maybe a good little stepping ladder towards hiring higher roles, because we need more people like that within our government. And maybe he'll choose to run for office. Who the fuck knows? I'd vote for him. He has my vote.
Of arms, and if you're not familiar with his story, then we'll try to do it justice in these few moments we have. He's walking with Kamala Harris and Doug Emhoff, and he has that point of honor because he was on duty, Capitol Police officer, on that day, January 6th. And as the mob approached, a camera captured his quick thinking as he led the mob away from what he knew to be an open door right into the Senate chamber. And in doing so, could have perhaps prevented untold harm. And he has been commended for that action, and there's talk of a Congressional Medal of Honor for him. And today he has the honor of escorting Doug Emhoff and soon-to-be Vice President Kamala Harris.
So many images of that day, and so many of them horrifying, but that was certainly one of bravery and quick thinking and all the things that we would hope in a horrible situation like that. And so Kamala Harris, Doug Emhoff will make their way to the door and will be officially announced and presented as they take their place for the inauguration and swearing in.
And perhaps it's a measure of our times and how the news cycle and so much history being made as we speak that we haven't really paused, Lester, to note that we will have the first female vice president in our nation's history in an hour, and a first Black American vice president, first Indian American.
The chief of inaugural
So there will be all kinds of history made today.
The acting Deputy House Sergeant-at-Arms, Kevin Grubbs, and the acting Deputy Senate Sergeant-at-Arms, United States Capitol Police Officer, Private First Class Eugene O. Goodman.
And that earned a rousing applause.
And then I also did want to talk about the purging of about a dozen or so National Guardsmen that were going to be guarding the Capitol during the inauguration. A lot of people on the right have been kind of freaking out over this, like how dare Biden, how dare he be paranoid just a couple weeks after a fucking insurrection at the Capitol storming. You guys are fucking stupid. And anyone in their right mind would do this. I honestly think those dozen or so people should be completely kicked out of the National Guard. We don't fucking need people tied to right-wing militants and military groups being in any capacity responsible for anyone's safety. We'll be taking this dab for Mr. Eugene Goodman. Woohoo! I know you probably don't dab because you're a cop and you're in the military and you're probably kind of square, but as long as, you save my ass from some militants, I don't care.
All right. Okay, so right before he picks up his collapsible baton or drops it, he's standing at a doorway, and you have the mob entering the doorway, and he is retreating. He's backing up. So he picks up his baton and he's going up the steps. Um, and it's very interesting that which I did not pick up on when I first watched it. And it is quite reasonable to assume that he is leading them up the steps, kind of like follow me, follow me, follow me. And I just froze it where he glances over at the top of the steps, and he glances over at I guess that's the Senate chamber, uh, which is really interesting. So he pushes there's the one man who's wearing the black t-shirt and the hat and the sleeves, and he pushes him to get him to kind of follow him along. Incredible situational awareness, and I guess perhaps that's from being in the military and just being a cop for so long. But clearly, in pushing him, the lead rioter, he is attempting to get him to follow along with him. So it's very interesting. And when he's backing away, when someone's retreating because they don't want to get hurt, the best way to do so is to turn your back and run. And that's not what he does, right? So he's facing them and he's walking backwards. So clearly, like, he's just really trying to distract them and to get them to come along. It's rather incredible whenever you watch it, slowly, frame by frame.